Alpha females are becoming more prominent in the business world. They're successful in the marketplace, but many struggle to align their lives with their biblical role as a wife at home. You're a Christian woman who is gifted, hardworking, and striving to have it all. You work outside the home or are a leader at work and seem to have it all together. We've counseled with many women who fit this description, but they come into us, quite frankly, because life many times is unraveling at home. I want to offer some suggestions if you desire to see changes. One of my clients, Betty, not her real name, was a go-getter and was moving quite steadily up the Mary Kay ladder, recruiting, building a downline, and with her eyes fixed firmly on that pink Cadillac in the future, Betty had the look of success in the making. She was the boss at work, the chief breadwinner at home, and she's able to get things done. She's a believer, goes to church, but has also assumed the role of leader and spiritual head in her home. She makes most of the decisions there with minimal consideration of her husband's views. Problems intensify in a home, I'll say, if there are children involved. Now, Rolf, her husband, that's not his real name, his temperament was much more relaxed, more laid back. He was content working at a steady but low-paying job. Now, he readily admitted that his wife was more spiritually attuned and mature than he was. He tuned out of the marriage on many levels because he was tired of the debates and the struggles. She was miserable, and so was he. What's the remedy? God created the husband to be the spiritual head of the home. And when the wife assumes that role, either by design on her part or by default, the seeds for discontent are sown and grow. Alpha or type A females are not new, but they're much more common than in years past. They're used to being the boss, but the reality is that no one wants a boss or a competitor for that matter at home. If God's plan for marriage, especially those who profess Christ and know the Bible, do not unfold, the results can be mediocre, best case, or disastrous at worst. Now look, the ideal solution is for the husband to step up and assume his proper role. If he is unable or unwilling because of intimidation, the wife can unilaterally initiate some changes to lay the groundwork for the Lord to work in her husband and in her marriage. Now look, I want to be clear that the discussion and the suggestions below do not apply in marriage situations where the spouse is an addict, mentally ill, or abusive in any way. Joint marriage counseling will always be the best option, but if he's not willing, you as the wife still have options. Here are a few suggestions for the Christian alpha wife to consider. Number one, settle for less than the best at home. Learn to be content in any and every situation. Express gratitude regularly. Number two, stop, if you're doing it now, stop micromanaging your husband or household activities. Number three, if it's been buried, let your femininity out of the box. Why did your husband marry you? That rejuvenation needs to apply to the bedroom also. Submit to your husband as unto the Lord. That's in Ephesians 5:22-23. Let him lead. Make decisions in areas maybe that are new for both of you. Serve him. See the disclaimer above if that does not mean being a doormat in abusive situations. Also, learn how to say yes more frequently than no. And finally, speak less and listen to more to what he is saying. If you're an alpha wife but are not content, know that God can change your marriage. There are always two sides to every marriage counseling situation, but if you can see that much of the problem lies with you, take steps now to make a shift. Let the Lord work on your husband's heart as he sees the changes in you. Is that a step worth taking? If this strikes a chord with you, I want to encourage you to get your hands on an excellent book. It's called The Alpha Female's Guide to Men and Marriage by Suzanne Venker. She shares valuable insights based on her journey down this same road. Now look, it's a secular book, but the principles have a biblical root because the author accurately recognized the God-given differences between men and women. I was able to help get Betty and Rolf in the position for the Lord to rebuild their marriage in a new way. Now look, they loved each other and they were both willing to make changes. That was key. We first reviewed their temperament analyses so that they could better understand their individual strengths and weaknesses. They both agreed that they would purpose to serve one another to help meet their unique needs. For Betty especially, this meant some significant changes were required. As Ralph felt more comfortable with Betty's new attitude and actions in their marriage, he was able to more fully roll into his position as the spiritual head of the home, something that they both wanted. If you need help with the details or the particulars in implementing a new approach in your marriage situation, please consider connecting with us or get help somewhere. We can help you in one of our offices or over the internet. God bless you.